Most people in the fitness industry have been sold a lie, and after going from fat to fit in 1.5 years, I've realized that a lot of the training plans out there are not that good, and some of the core fundamental principles all of the big fitness influencers love to talk about are BS. And now I'm not going to go over each principle and tell you how accurate it is from my own experience and the literature I've read, because I've read a lot of the literature. But what I am going to do is to propose the three fundamental principles. If you apply to your training, you will see amazing results, regardless of whether you will add more principles on top of these that are less essential and provide less results and are generally less important. The first principle of building muscle your training plan should follow is the principle of intensity. Now, some fitness influencers would go and tell you to do partial reps and to use all of these intensity techniques just to get more intensity, when in reality, there is a very big curve of diminishing results with intensity. Basically, the closer you get to muscular failure, the better. Muscular failure, that's the point where you will see the most benefits when it comes to building muscle. You should not get there all of the time because it also increases fatigue. 1 to 2 reps away from failure yield very similar results to failure with less of the fatigue. Below that, each and every incremental reduction in intensity provides less and less results, marginally less results. When you go beyond failure, you might see an hypertrophy benefit, not a massive one. So we shouldn't, especially as an advanced to intermediate to beginner lifter. When you go above the 7 to 5 year mark, you might want to. You don't have to, basically. Intensity is just about getting close to muscular failure in most of your working sets. That's the most important principle that actually drives hypertrophy. The second principle is volume. This one is kinda misunderstood, but not really. Most people think that they need to spend hours putting as many sets as they can on each muscle they want to grow in the gym. That's how they would build the most amount of muscle. That's not completely false. More volume does equate to more muscle gain according to the literature, as long as you can recover from it, of course. But the problem is that there is also a degree of diminishing results here, and it is big as fuck. 5 to 10 sets per muscle per week lead to a lot of hypertrophy. The increase from 5 to 10 is much more significant for hypertrophy than the increase from 10 to 15 and from 15 to 20. Essentially, the closer you are to the beginner stage, the more doing above 10 sets per muscle per week becomes less important. But when you go above that beginner stage, you might want to put a bit more volume. In general, the volume of 5 to 15 sets per muscle per week is great, and if you put less volume, make sure you compensate with intensity. And then there is the third principle, and it is about recovery. If you go each and every workout, you train really hard, you genuinely feel the muscular pain, you genuinely have the expression of pain on your face just because you push yourself this hard, and you do it consistently between the weeks, and you put enough volume for each muscle you want to grow, and your technique is decent, just part of regular training principles. As long as you recover between each one of these workouts, you will build fuck ton of muscle. In recovery, there is diet and there is sleep. Sleep, you probably know about it, let's not talk about it. Diet, it's just about calories in versus out and protein intake. That's like the 60 to 80% of it all. Of course, if you take care of nutrition, you will see more gains. Of course, if you lack a certain micronutrient to a very large degree, you might not see a lot of progress just because it is an extreme deficiency. But I don't talk about these outlier scenarios. In general, if you eat enough protein and calories per day, you will build a lot of muscle. And that's basically it. Bye.